But first and foremost, I love winning and I love being the best. And so as a competitor, that's not going to change. And so when you walk into a place where the culture is already set, it becomes easy. Because when you're coaching young men who embrace being coached, embrace doing the hard things every single day, there's always going to be opportunity for growth and development.
What's it like to inherit a guy like Jeremiah?
It's a blessing. I'm grateful. I'm thankful. He's a generational talent. But more importantly, he's a fine young man. He's a great kid. And he yearns to learn football. He yearns to be coached. And he's like that every single day. He's been a sponge. We've put a lot on his plate, but he's handled it well.
How have you tried to take him to an even higher level?
Just challenge him to be more of a student of the game. Embrace it all. Learn conceptual football, being better in terms of catching that ball and transitioning into a ball carrier and being explosive that way. And it's shown. And so I'm excited to see how he continues to grow. I've been around guys who work at a high level, who are extremely competitive. What makes him different, he's probably the most physically blessed guy that I've coached. To have his length and size, he's almost 230 pounds. One day I was doing a drill with him and just kind of bumped into him. He damn near ran me over, man. So, when you got a guy that's just a physical freak, and he's just skilled, right? And so it's once again, I'll say this plenty of times, it's truly a blessing to coach him. Well, we're very explosive downfield. There has to be more opportunities to catch and carry the football. And so we have to be able to be explosive on all levels, first, second, and third. So we catch a 6-yard hitch, we have to be able to take it to a house. We catch a dig, we have to be able to take it to the house. And that has to be our mindset and mentality, that every time that we touch the football, we're going to score. And so what I've tried to do is add a little bit of personality to the room. Sometimes, man, they so serious. And so I'm like, look, the game of football is meant to be fun. And there's going to always be a time and place where the focus has to be laser. But also we have to embrace every single day and know that the game that we're playing is a blessing. Man, there's so many things that's going on in the world, man, and that can make you think twice about what you're doing. But when we step in between these white lines, you have to really embrace that moment and opportunity and just live in the moment. It's a part of my personality, just in terms of like who I am and what I've coached over a number of years. And it was something I felt like we can improve on. And so when I came in, Coach, ironically said, hey, this is an area where I can feel like we can improve. And so I felt like it was right in my wheelhouse. And the guys have done an outstanding job just embracing that mindset and mentality. And it showed up. It showed up in practice.
Cortez, Brandon Inez is the veteran this year.
Yeah, well, first, he has a infectious personality. He's a natural leader. He's a captain for a reason. And because of that, the guys are willing to listen and also follow his lead. And he has put it on tape. All right, his actions they have aligned with his words. And it's good to see. And the things that we needed to continue to work on from just over the last couple of years in terms of his progress and development, he's really been intentional on embracing that and doing it.
And your impressions of Chris Hankton?
Talented, but he's young, right? Like all of the young guys, they have a lot to learn, but he's done a good job. And just trying to get him to truly play, at a high level with urgency and playing fast, but he's so efficient and smooth, and he has the length and ball skills, and he's an extremely talented young man, but he still has to improve every single day. Well, you can always work on your craft, no matter how physically gifted you are. And so even though he's a physical freak, quote unquote, he still has to continue to work on the craft of playing the receiver position. He still has to continue to develop to being a route runner. He still has to learn to be physically dominant, which he has, but there's always an area where we can ascend and continue to climb. And so I've really challenged him to do that, truly be dominant.
What was your view of Ohio State, where you came from, et cetera, that background, and how has it, shaped up or whatever as far as since you've been here from the standpoint of the program, facilities, et cetera? How's it lived up to that thought?
Well, I've always respected and admired this program because of the rich tradition and culture. But when you walk into the building, you truly start to understand why this place has been able to sustain this level of success. What Coach Day has done in terms of really creating the culture and the brotherhood, and also coming from a space of tough love. It's been fun to embrace. It's been fun to embrace because what happens is you just, I was able to step in that room and keep it rolling.
Was that a brave step by you as you went back? You write your ticket a lot of places and stuff. Why did you want this job?
Man, this is the place to come to. Like, hey, when Hart left, you kind of look like, okay, that room is loaded over there. And when I got the phone call and had conversations and communications, I could see myself as a fit here. And so it's even better than I would ever have imagined.
We talked about Jeremiah. I've said many times, I'd love to have been Jesse Owens' track coach. You know what that means. Just to fine tune. Is that what you feel like you're working with a super graduate student in case of him? How would you explain that in layman's terms?
Well, you got to look at it's all relative to who the individual is, right? And so when you got an extremely talented guy, it's no different than the greats. When you look at Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and the guys that LeBron James who've played the game for a long time, they're truly elite. They're always finding something to work on, right? If they have an area of deficiency or weakness, they're looking to improve in that area, and he has truly embraced it.
Cortez, why are there so many guys talking about Brock Boyd right now?
Because he's made plays when his number has been called, right? And he's a great, what makes Brock truly a good football player is his football IQ first and foremost. As a young guy, he's truly instinctive and he understands conceptual football. You can tell that he comes from a family. His dad is a high school football coach, and so he comes from a family where they live, eat, and breathe football. And so he understands the game like he's a 3-year college student, like he's been here a while. And so he's been really fun to coach. Most experience. You're just looking for a couple experienced guys who you feel that can come in and embrace this culture, embrace the competition, and really can embrace the coaching. They understand what it takes to be the best and to play championship type football. They got their own skill sets. KP brings a mindset of physicality, really tough with the football, high football IQ, very versatile. And Devin, man, great. Just a great kid, man, extremely coachable, wants to be great, but he has elite speed. And if you watch this tape, when he gets the ball, he is truly exceptional in terms of accelerating after the catch. And so they just added to a group that was already really, really talented. And so when you look at it from top to bottom, what it does, it provides a group that has true competitive depth. And that's all you want, because you never know how it's going to unfold during the season. And you never know, hey, what can happen in certain situations. And so you have multiple guys who can do multiple things, and it allows you to truly put 3 really elite guys on a football field. It's because I think it's important. I truly enjoy, I use this game as a platform to develop young men. And so in every day, so Kyle Parker, he got the black stripe taken off today, right? And so that's a big deal. And so, when I step in between his white lines, I think about the guys that I've coached before, and a guy like Kyron Lacey, who's like my son, right? And so, when I walk out here, I want to make sure that I honor his name, and I do whatever I can to help every individual in that room. And to see KP, who was like a brother to Kyron, earn that, taking that black stripe off, man, it was really just fun and heartwarming to watch, because I know that dude would be smiling for him. Right? I can see them dancing in the corner and celebrating. And it's days like today that truly let you take the perspective of being thankful and grateful to be in this position to coach this job.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.